And we're live on the twitch.tv/the Xisuma, celebrating a live stream weekend from Hermitcraft. Peeps, it is Monday the 31st of July is your last day to order one of these TCG collector cards. And there's a link on the screen for you. My brain is so scrambled right now. As I start recording, I just notice, oh, that thing over there hasn't been done, this thing over here hasn't been done. It takes me about like 10 to 15 minutes to press all the buttons and set everything up to get ready to go live. And I was here like half an hour before I needed to start. And every time I went to do something was wrong. And I've just been fixing things, and therefore we're starting 5 minutes late. And I believe Ren is still live. What an absolute legend. You know, hanging in there. So, for me, because I'm late, I'm assuming there's going to be a raid coming in because it's part of a live stream weekend. And, you know, the goal of the live stream weekend is to raise awareness for the last day of the sale of the TCG collector's cards, because we're only going to do something like this once. We're going to be signing cards. I'm going to be signing cards. And then it's gone. You know? Then it's gone. So, for my part of the stream today, I am going to be playing... Let me press the button. And it's there. I had trouble getting this thing on the screen for some reason. I don't know why. It was already set up, and then the program was telling me, like, it's disappeared, and I was scratching my head, and then randomly it reappeared again. Yeah, I'm going to be playing some TCG with all of y'all. And I went and picked out... We're going to hear some decks created by people in the community, because the TCG Online now has the alter ego cards, right? This is going to be so much fun to play with, and it's what we're going to do here today. So, yeah, I don't know which one to get started on. There's one that's got Evil X in it. Not all of these actually have the... I think they've got some of the like alter ego effect cards. But yeah, I figured we'd pick up some of these configurations made by the community and give them a go. So this one right here really piques my interest, because when you play online you get your card like straight away, right? So I think we're gonna have to play with the Evil X deck, right? Is at least the goal. The only problem is this one apparently has more tokens, like 44, so I need to change out a card, and I've really not got too much of an idea as to which card is the most important one, but it's the tokens that are the problem. So this one here, Potion of Slowness, is 2 tokens. If I remove... How do I edit the deck? If I remove that, we can then do the thing. Let's see. I've totally forgotten how to do this. It's been a while since I played it. Edit deck. You've got to hit that button first. Oh, Ren's waiting for me. Hang on. Okay, hang on. What's going on here? Thank you for passing on that message. Hello?
Oh, X, hey man, what's happening, dude? What's happening, dude? I'm so confused because you're
so
obviously
am
not on
I.
the server, so it's just like, what's happening?
Oh yeah, dude. It takes me about 10 to 15 minutes to press all the buttons and get everything on the screen for the stream, right? I'm here half an hour early, and everything goes wrong. Just that thing didn't work, this thing didn't work, and so I'm late to get started. And also, I did mention it, but maybe it didn't get through. I planned on streaming the Hermitcraft TCG game online and playing against the audience as well.
Oh, right, okay.
So I'm not even on the server, like,
Yeah.
What is going on? Oh, this is... As soon as I saw that message, I was like, oh, today just gets even worse.
Oh, it's okay, dude. It's also been absolute chaos on this side, man. It took me the whole stream to make the stream torch. I mean, I wanted to give you the stream torch.
And I'm not even there.
And you're not even there? Yeah, and it's a pretty extensive stream torch that requires things and stuff to happen. So.
Oh, is it? Do you want me to load up the game and get on there?
Yeah, actually,
okay.
Yeah, can we hand over just in a traditional way? Just
yeah, let's do it.
I'm not able to like actually like figure out how to do this.
Oh my.
All right, I'll see you on the server in a second, okay?
Okay, I'll talk to you on there.
Okay.
I know what the next problem is going to be. Can I change that? Yeah. Oh. Okay. I was thinking like, hang on a minute, something else is going to go wrong now. Oh, this is just like the most broken stream day. It's quite an... Oh, what are you doing, computer? Stop doing things. No! It's messing everything up. Oh, my computer's been acting weird today. Like, one of the little things I had to do was just push the image to Twitter of you know, the stream day schedule, and it's like corrupted file. And I'm like, what? Like, no, it's not. I had to get hold of that again. Oh my god, what just changed? I got like a mental note to do something. Oh, this is just pants. Okay, let's get in. Let's go find Ren. Dread Gnomes. We had a raid from Dread Gnomes. Thank you so much. I'm a little turned around at the moment, peeps. I was going to mention something to Ren. Yeah, I'll bring this with me and show it to Ren. Yeah, let's hop through the portal. Ye old envelope, thank you ever so much for 7 months. Saying cool, Ren. If only I'd have seen it 7 minutes ago, or however long it was. 7 months. Dark One Pro, thank you so much for your Prime. The Arctic Viking, thank you for 55 months, asking how am I doing. Pretty good. Like, I'm fine. I'm just kind of annoyed that this has just gotten off to a rocky start today. It's just been weird. One of those days. Oh, Ren's in a group. There he is.
In group? Are you there? Are you there? Okay.
I'm here.
Dude,
Hi.
this is absolute chaos.
I know.
Raid coming in, X. There we go. Raid coming in.
Thank you for the raid, my
Let's
dude.
go to Evil X. Let's go to Evil X real quick.
Oh, to eat. Oh, right.
Yeah.
There's a saying that I've not really heard before, but it makes sense. Yeah. Let's go see Evil X. Oh.
Let's go see Evil X, which, by the way, is one of my favorite TCG things of all time.
Oh, so glad to hear it,
amazing.
man. I put so much effort into that.
No, it's not here. It's not here.
Oh, where did you go? You came through the portal and did you fly off?
Yep, I'm at Evil X. I'm at Evil X.
Oh, okay.
Dude, everything has gone so wrong. I think I might have despawned the stream torch.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I ate a carrot and it's hard to explain.
Okay.
Okay.
I
Come over here
did
and I'll
see
explain
you
it.
like panicking on stream. Oh, did I just turn my...
panicking, yeah.
I saw you panicking. Well, then now's the time to chill out. I'll take over and just forget about it. All the mistakes are fun. But
Oh, no.
okay, I'm gonna just
Okay.
put down this shulker box. Like, I've done the same thing you did so many times that I just put feather, book, and ink sac next to each other. Right?
Nice. Oh, that's so smart. Thank
So
you.
like, take half of those each,
Yes.
and then
Okay,
put them in a box, and you'll have that, you know, forevermore. Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. Joe, can you bring the Rainbob to Evil X? Okay, so here was the idea for the Stream Torch X. The Stream Torch is a TCG booster pack because this weekend is about celebrating TCG
Yes.
and Hermitcraft. We celebrate TCG by making the Stream Torch the booster pack. We celebrate Hermitcraft by giving. And the idea is that each of us that streams this weekend is going to add a TCG card into the booster pack, and then we're going to give the pack to Grian, who is our latest player, who doesn't have a lot of cards, doesn't have a big collection.
That's a great
and
idea.
Is just started playing the game. So in this way, the Stream Torch celebrates TCG and celebrates Hermitcraft. That's the idea. I had written the book and everything, and then I despawned it because I ate a carrot with the booster pack in my hand, which spat everything out when I ate the carrot. And thus, everything got lost.
Do you plan on remaking that book? Because you might want to
yes,
take a few of these.
I'm going to remake the book. You know what, dude? Give me the Stream Torch. Are you going to join the server again?
Yeah, I did plan on getting on. I just wanted to play a few games of the online thing. So, like, there's some TCG action, and then peeps can, like, be reminded that it exists. And then I was going to come on and do some grindy stuff.
I'm going to leave the book and the TCG Stream Torch here in Evil X's lair.
Yes.
Okay? So when you log on, come and collect it. Don't forget. And then you got to add a TCG card to it also before you pass it on. All right?
Okay, good. Don't leave them on the floor. Just put them in this barrel.
All right. Yeah, good point. Yeah, I'll put them in the barrel. Okay, good.
All right.
Excellent. X, over to you, dude. Please take over. Before
Go
I actually have a panic attack.
Just go lie down, chill out, breathe the air, walk around outside for a bit. You'll feel good.
Good idea. All right, X, have fun, dude. I'll see
Cheers,
you
my
later.
dude.
Bye, stream.
Oh. I think something's broken. Else, I've just noticed something else that's broken. Which one would it be? That should be. Oh, and Ren could have. If I'd have done this while we were chatting, I didn't want to because it would have messed it up. But I think that is supposed to be that channel, and something's changed it again. Wait, I see Joe. Oh, ominous!
Yeah.
No, wait, that's Ren.
I'm trying to bring you the stuff from Ren. Ren sent me to bring it, but I'm in a portal in your like inventory room with a bunch of shulkers.
I will come get
Which portal
you.
do I go to Evil X?
You're in the right spot. So
I am, okay.
You've also just helped me fix an issue with my sound setup. So thanks. Hi.
Yay.
This way.
Hi. Okay. So you can hand it off to Zed. Here is the book and the card that will go in the booster pack.
Oh, nice. And that's Ren's card, is it?
Yes, that's Ren's card.
We should let Ren know that you've done this because I think he was gonna. He hasn't logged off yet.
Yeah, I think he was gonna make a new container for the cards.
I'll throw it to him, and that way he'll absolutely know what they are.
Yes.
Oh, this thing's still making noise. Gosh.
Yeah. I don't know.
Not sure if he's gonna pop back in.
Here we go. It's done. Oh, thank you so much,
Sticky
Joe. You're a legend, Joe. Thank you so much. Joe saved the day.
I do what I can. Ren,
Thank you.
You absolutely did an amazing job this stream. Thank you so much for organizing this whole weekend. We really appreciate you, man.
Yeah, you've done wonderful, and I'm doing terrible.
All good, man. All
I'm
good,
not even
guys.
on the
All right.
server. I'm late. Oh gosh.
It's fine. I'm gonna go back to bed for a little bit. I'll be back later today. See you guys.
All right, X. Have fun, dude.
See you guys. Oh.
All right, bye.
Man, are we like all getting old or something? Like, just feels like everything's a disaster all the time. Okay, looks like things are in order again now. As I said, I was gonna play some TCG with all y'all was my plan, and that's changed a bit now. Actually, okay. I think what we'll do is we'll go buy a booster pack. Let's just do this now. I basically pretty much stopped playing on the server. I don't know which of these cards are useful for Grian. However, if we go take these and get a new type of booster pack. Okay, that one goes in there. Then we can give Grian, we'll set the theme, right? We'll give him some useful new cards from the alter egos. Where did I get to with those noises? Sir Tilth, thank you ever so much for 9 months. A Twitch baby right there. Jolkip, thank you for 93 months. Evil X in the his house. We had Ren coming in with the raid, so welcome all the raiders. Feel free to hit the follow button if you wish to catch more of my streams. I'm not going to be streaming Hermitcraft that much, however, I'm going to start making an episode again soon, and so I might do some stuff in between. I gotta say, I take a break, and like I absolutely love being a part of Hermitcraft. It's something maybe I'll talk about a little bit more later, what I've been doing with my time as of late. I guess maybe you might call it like soul searching a bit, or just trying to figure out like what's next for me. And it's been very illuminating. So taking a break from Hermitcraft, like I miss it extraordinarily. It's just wonderful being a part of this community. So yeah, I might be streaming some Hermitcraft, but I've been playing Vault Hunters a lot. That's what I've been doing. Wow, they're 5, so I can only really get the 1 pack for now. I did actually have an extra coin over at the Evil X game, because peeps have been playing to play that. You throw it in the ground over here, I believe. Oh, and let's see if there's actually a pack available. Oh, there is. Excellent. Oh, and the jingle. There we go. Someone. That's Ren. Ren's left his cards here, man. I feel like I'll make a post-stream note. Because I don't want to mess up my Discord setup again. I'll tell him that his box is... Oh! He's on his... How does he know? It's like he's listening or something. Although, now I need to delete it from my notes list. Blue Bottle 77, thank you for 82 months. ES68 here for 38. Speed 0516 here for 13. And McLesley coming in with some cheers and some biddies, showing the love. Thank you so much for your support over here on Twitch. Greatly appreciated as always, peeps. Let's open up this pack then and find out what we're going to give to... Oh wait, isn't it? Am I going mad? Wait, no, that's the... God dang it! Right, it's this one. There, that's how you do it. Okay, so we got a Beetlejuice, and that's probably the one I'm going to put in the pack. Oh, no, I think we also got a Renbob, because now there's two. Would Grian appreciate 2 Renbobs? I have no idea what type of deck he has. But here's the thing, I'm not really playing with these cards much anymore, so I'd be happy to just give them away, I think. So let's go ahead. Although that looks like a really good one. Splash Potion 2, it's a rare. Joe says, "Oh my god, if we all gave him Renbobs." That would be funny. Also, like, wasn't Renbob part of Grian's... Weren't they together on that storyline in Season 6, the hippies? I can't remember if they were, like, teamed up at that point, but I'm sure the Renbob storyline was quite adjacent to what Grian was doing. They were part of the hippies, weren't they? Wasn't Impulse the third hippie? Yes. Yes. So, I would lean on the side of doing that, but then what if it ends up just being 2 and everyone else gives something different? I think it would be a bit tricky to coordinate, so I'm going to give the Beetlejuice card, and then maybe others will follow suit with what would we call it? A Hermit card, essentially. Well, by the way, that is some decaf coffee. In my scrambling to get ready, I think I forgot to boil the kettle. Oh. So, of the different types of decaf coffee that I drink, there's one that's really finely ground down, then there's another that's like medium, and this one is the one where like it's the most bulky, I guess you might say. Now, I boiled the kettle a while ago. I tend to boil a kettle twice. It'll be like, I'm always doing stuff, and so I'll boil the kettle at some point, and then when I go to make my cup, it's like most of the way there. You just boil it for like another 10-15 seconds, and you know, right? Other than, hey, I need to stream and get my drink ready, and now I'm sitting around waiting for this cold water to go all the way hot. Anyway, when it comes to taking the hot water and essentially mixing all of the coffee, you can kind of imagine that the finer grain stuff will mix really easily compared to the least fine. And today I had the least fine, and I poured it, and I was thinking, this might be terrible. Luckily, it's okay. It was still hot enough. Anonymous Fox says, the amount of times I boiled the kettle and have forgotten about it. I've done that on occasion, but generally I tend to... don't forget to add the card to the book, says Ren. Generally what I've done is just sort of knowing ahead of time, okay, in 20 minutes I'm doing a stream, so like let's boil the kettle, and then when I make my drink it'll be nice and hot, or, you know, just squeezing it into other parts of the day. Add a TCG... let's just go through all of this. I'm skipping it. We've got the date, we've got the title, Steam Torch rules. Okay, so we're on the same page. Add a TCG card to the Stream Torch. Record what card you gave in this book. Right, okay, so... Oh, and Renbob is a rare, and I've given a... I'm not sure if Joe's card is a Beetlejuice. Am I remembering that correctly? I feel like I want to give a rare now. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna give this splash potion of healing 2. We are, you know, we're gonna... Oh, am I gonna have enough space here? Ah, look at me, coming in with the abbreviation, the R, Splash 2. Although it's Splash Healing, isn't it? Maybe I'll call it Healing 2, and then it should be obvious. Healing 2. Healing! I'm healing, yo! I guess that's all the space I've got. Healing 2, does that work? I think that works. More info. Nice. Okay, don't sign, just click done. And there it is. Right. Then I guess this, go back to my base with that. And oh man, now that I'm on the server, like it's been a while since I've been in, wandering around. I kind of feel like I want to stay. Yuri824, thank you for 14 months, greatly appreciated. If my mods wouldn't mind, how about we get a poll? I mean, I'm still going to go and play some cards. I tell you what, let's stay on here for a little bit. And like in 10, 15 minutes, we'll go play some cards and then we'll come back on later on. What's your most outrageous coffee recipe? Mine's with chicken chunks on broth from Futurama. It's actually not that bad. So I've tried putting in like cream in coffee, salt, sometimes sweetener or sugar. I've messed around with all of that and I've never really found something that popped, but I've never tried something like extravagant or extraordinary like that sounds. Okay, so those are going to go up here. Oh, right, and my plan was when I get on here was to grind some resource gathering for my next project. And just clean up some files here. And I totally wasn't prepared to jump into that, so I just need to go open this thing. Yeah, I just need a bunch of resources to get together, and the biggest thing is that I need black stained glass. Now, how many is that in stacks? Okay, just going to use my head. I'm totally not using a calculator. 1,768 divided by 64 is 27. So basically a whole shulker box worth of glass and a little bit more. So that would be essentially grabbing a whole box of sand and then smelting it. I probably actually have. We've got sandstone. Yeah, so I need a whole one of those. And it's nice to gather sand and have a waffle. And I know what some of y'all are thinking. X. I mean, that sounds like you're just gonna get food all over yourself. Playing a game and eating a waffle. That's not what I mean, peeps. I mean just having a chat. Ah, this one's empty. So not quite enough to fill up a whole one first time around. I've also got a bit of a problem with that whole farm. I never built up the cactus farm that supplies the current farm, so I need to go like essentially restock. Need to restock the thing with a bone meal to power the smelter. I've missed your Hermitcraft streams. VH isn't really my thing, but I'm happy you enjoy it so much, says Diddy. Yeah, if Vault Hunters isn't your thing, maybe just tune in and see if I'm in the base, because I've started base building on there now, and it's quite a fun little experience, taking a very different approach to base building. So often when I play this game, it's always like big, extravagant builds, you know, that take lots of planning and preparation. Yeah, stuff like what we're looking at right now. A lot of this area is actually a bit more improvised, but you know, so many projects in this game take a lot of planning and preparation, and I wanted to play more organically and just kind of like build things up as we go along, and that's what I've been doing on there, and it's quite a nice but sort of small scale little operation we've got going on. And I'm really impressed with the Vault Hunters game. It's a lot of fun going into the vaults and trying to, you know, get all that loot and slowly progress. I do wonder like how long it'll hold my interest for, because the gameplay loop is, you know, a gameplay loop, and I feel like Minecraft, for example, its gameplay loop, I mean, it's not really a loop, it's sort of this sandbox for creativity. So I tend to find with games I hit this point where I feel like I understand what they offer, This is terrible, by the way. And I'm no longer interested in like continuing to go down that rabbit hole. Oh, look at this. I left some here last time too, I guess. But my goal is to try and see it through to some sort of end. Like, I believe there's like boss fights in it. So that's kind of my objective with Vault Hunters. The Aeon King, thank you ever so much for 10 months of support. Happy Saturday, thank you. Slytro's here, resubscribing for 47 months. Amazing to have so many of you around for such a long amount of time. You know, when I see those lengthy resubs, it often makes me ask myself, like, what am I bringing that's new? Right? And there's stuff that I've been working on for a long time now that's going to bring some newness, some freshness. But like, it's still probably a long way off. I kind of want to yeah, get into some other experiences with what I do. And I've been working on one for a long time. And I can't wait for all of y'all to see it. But yeah, I've been doing some soul searching lately, I guess you might call it. So I decided after releasing my record that I now needed to really just like jump into the music space again and be in that zone and find out what I could learn about it. Cuplex, thank you so much for your 76 months of support. Another Evil X, another old school legend hanging out with us today. Tasty Soup is here for 20 months as well. Thank you for your tier 3 subscription, by the way. That means you can join the Let's Play Minecraft Together server, which is my my Patreon server, although we call it Let's Play Minecraft Together. Yeah, thank you for supporting the channel. So let me try and tell you where my head is at, because I had a beautiful moment with the music again last night, but also before it, like a bit of a struggle to get going. And I can now see how I've done what I'm doing right now for so long. A lot of content creation and streaming, for example, is like a thing that you can jump into, and the start and the end, I know it very well. Like, I know where to go with a video, and a stream is even easier because you just turn up, do the thing, and then go. Like, when it comes to content creation and exploring whatever this thing is, it's very like get in and get out. Like, I kind of know the whole process. So when I've got like an idea in my head for a video I want to make, like an episode of Hermitcraft or a tutorial or whatever, it has this like life cycle to it that I know extremely well. And so my internal desire for productivity, or for my creativity to reach the audience or the intended recipient, it's very much a known thing, and therefore it's easy to do. It's gratifying. It has light at the end of the tunnel each time you start it. Now with music, it's not like that. I'm also not intending to turn it around for an audience. I'm not trying to go into the world of songwriting so that, you know, at some point in time you get a song that you can listen to. I'm not trying to approach it like that, but because my mind is so geared to thinking that way, it's been very interesting to step out of that space, because even though I'm in my music space, which I love, you know, playing my guitar, writing some music, like it's a place where when I like get into it, I just sort of lose myself, and all the worries and the stresses and everything else just seems to disappear, and all that matters is the music that you're playing or working on. And that's very different, because my mind still has this orientation towards like what's the end result. So although I might, let's say, have a fantastic day just making music and feeling good, then it also feels like that day didn't end up with like a video that, you know, you can now go and watch, or some sort of tangible thing that comes back to you, like some sort of metric. And I've been wrestling with that, and it's been really sort of I don't want to say difficult. It's because I'm like willing to do this and to try and experiment. It's just been fascinating to see how, like, the mind battles itself over these things. And I've been reflecting on how I used to write music and how much time I probably actually spent doing it. So on my computer, I've got like this big body of work of unfinished songs that I'd love to finish and get back into. And I'm learning that, you know, making music is a muscle. Parts of that are weak. Some stuff is easier than others. Sometimes I sit down and like it's really difficult to write because I just can't quite remember how I did it before. And so this sort of like big body of work though, it was actually put together over like a long period of time. So let's say I've got these categories of demos that are done like year by year. And for each year, maybe there's like 10 to 15 songs that are like, a handful of them are sort of air quotes finished, and most of them are like most of the way there. And then I got a bunch of doodles and stuff lying around. Let's just simplify and say that that's like 12 songs. So over the course of a year, one song a month. Now all of a sudden it doesn't sound like quite as impressive, right? Like if you think about, I say I've got this like body of work or whatever, and not all of it is like stuff that I particularly want to like release eventually, or you know, to be out there in the world. Like some of it's just like me trying to figure out how to write songs. There's a lot of songs I've written that are just literally in the style of other bands, but that's because I was like trying to figure out like what are the components that make like them who they are, and then how can I learn from that and create my own things. So I thought a lot about how I used to live. Like I didn't have a exercise routine, I didn't have other commitments and things that I would do, you know, on a regular basis with other people, and you know, other things that like now are chunks of my time are taken up by. I had a very sort of loose organic structure, and I would spend much of my free time, you know, with friends, messing around. And it was in that environment, that very casual environment, that I would end up just sort of like turning to music and writing. And so I'm kind of grappling with that. Like actually what I was doing with the music was kind of like slow and casual and took place over a long period of time. And I just don't see it that way now, because I have this other aspect of myself now that like produces end results en masse. And so when I compare them side by side, it feels like very overwhelming. And so I'm having to train my brain to kind of think that like this is just a piece of time that I need to carve for myself, and I need to find the balance between the two. And that's going to be the big kind of difficult thing to figure out, because at the same time, YouTube turns you into an absolute beast of a content creator, right? Like when I get together with the other hermits and we have our meetings and chat, quite often we end up talking about YouTube on this perspective, and it's what all YouTubers do when they meet up with one another, because being a YouTuber really like does something to your brain. And so I've been feeling a little bit insane lately, where I've taken a break and just like watching how much my mind turns to this productivity, make a video mindset. And I've been asking myself like, why? You know? And it's because, you know, the YouTubers just turned me into this, right? The platform that it is, the way you are as a creator, the cycle that you go through of creating content on a regular basis, you just get turned into a beast. And here I am coming to the other hermits thinking like, guys, I feel a little bit like mad at the moment. I'm constantly thinking about making videos, and everyone's just like, yeah, that's being a YouTuber, right? Oh, that's some good decaf. Cuplex says, my comments on the album that you released are pretty negative. It was very bland and boring to my taste, but I'm glad to see you're getting good reception from the community, and I hope you write more. Thank you, my dude. Yeah, I mean, it's not for everyone, right? Like, peeps aren't, we're not all into the same types of sounds. And for me, what my music is about, and it's in the name, Soulside Eclipse, it's about the pursuit of that feeling, which I guess some words at some point in time felt like the best way to describe it was like your soul was being eclipsed. Like, and I think when I say soul, maybe I'm speaking more to your worries, your frustrations, your anxieties, like all of the issues that you carry around with you, they kind of disappear in that moment of the music. So, like, the songs that I want to put out there are just songs that, you know, encapsulate that. And some songs will do it more than others. And so the record that I put out is the style of music that resonates with me most. I was playing some Arcturus on guitar last night and just getting so inspired and like kind of knowing like what I want to experiment with next when it comes to writing, because the music that absolutely like makes me feel the most like that is symphonic black metal. And you know, I don't have a logical reason for why, because it's really weird, niche little bit of music, but something about that sound when I was discovering music, it really started with Dimmu Borgir, because I was already very like infectious and passionate about, you know, Metallica and the new metal that was happening at the time, and AC/DC and these other great records that I was finding. But it was when I heard like the metal pushed to the extreme, but bringing in those synth sounds, because I loved synthesizer sounds. It just felt so right for me, and yeah, it really, I don't know, it really lit my brain up. Like it was like taking drugs. It was, I have vivid memories of listening to those first Dimmu Borgir records. I was like a teenager. I was going on like holidays with my parents, and so I was like in these strange locations, like either abroad or like there was one where I was at a summer camp and there was a forest and I just got Spiritual Black Dimensions in the post from Nuclear Blast Records, and then I went for a walk listening to it and it just absolutely blew my mind. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. And Arcturus are one of those bands that really tap into that symphonic black metal sound too. Yeah. Becca says, the first time I heard Spiritual Black Dimensions was like being hit in the face. Just wow. Yes, very, very similar for me. Because it was overwhelming. I was like listening to music that was very challenging as well. Like, when you first, if you're never exposed to like extreme music and extreme metal, it can often sound like a bit of a garble when you first hear it. There's this effect where I've got music on and then I go into the shower and it's still playing, but now I think it sounds like what other people hear when they're not familiar with it. Like it all of a sudden just like, even though I know this song, it all sounds messed up and weird and like a garble of noise. When I was first listening to that, there were some songs that I was familiar with and then there are others that weren't, and it was like just wild to try and like wrap my head around what was going on because it was so intense and furious, the music. Hey, we got Michael Stickle here for 80 months. 80 months is 3.5 million minutes. That is huge. Thanks for the many months of waffles. Keep on waffling. Hey, I'm in one right now. Thank you so much for the support, my dude. 80 months is incredible. Incredible. Subscribe to your music on YouTube. I'll listen when I can, says Queentail. Hey, since we're talking about it, why don't I plug it? What I've done is I've created my own link tree. So linktree.xisuma.co. Like if you remember that, it's kind of like my just one stop for everything. So if I'm talking about music, you go there and it's very nicely ordered. You'll be able to find links to my music on Bandcamp, on Apple. It's Soulside Eclipse. You can search for it on pretty much every streaming platform. The place to get all of the music though is Spotify, YouTube Music, and Bandcamp. Those are the three spots where I put the demos and other little bits too. Yeah, so that's like if you want to hear absolutely everything, because I do write music in different styles. My plan for my music was always to create albums, like album experiences, but I think I might change my approach as I'm getting older. You know, you don't know how much time you have on this planet, and it takes a lot of time to really like flesh out some ideas, and sometimes they kind of dead end a little bit before you might expect. Like the Lost in Time songs, I've been trying to work on those again, and I got so much like passion and ideas for the ones that exist, but when it comes from building up other ones from the ground up, it's really not working. And in the process of trying to do that, I keep like finding myself going down other avenues that don't fit. And so I'm starting to rethink my process for what like I'm going to release and what the records are, and just maybe I'll release like one-off songs, because I've created a lot of stuff that is just like really different. Oh, yeah, I'm going to get Bad Omen now. Oh my god, my brain is thinking I can press X to heal, but I can't. Yeah, I can't just heal. This isn't Vault Hunters. Wow. Oh my god, it sticks around for a couple of hours? Yeesh. Dude, I don't have villagers in my base, but I don't want to go starting no raids near like another Hermit's thing, because there could be something, you know, in the commercial area, for example. So yeah, I've been thinking of like restructuring how I want to release my music to the world, but I don't know where I'm going to go with that now. And the key thing for me at the moment is really, as I step back into my usual routine and start to get back into it, so to speak, I really need to find that balance and those moments where I'm like, look, I'm feeling the music right now. Can I just stop this other thing that I'm doing? Because I put myself on such of a treadmill for creating content, and I need to change that mindset in order to balance both the music and the content that I'm creating. But I do think I'm going to be able to do it. I think I'm going to be able to do it, but something is on the chopping board, as they say, when it comes to this. And this is the thing that has really like been eating away at me when I come to think about it. And at a recent Hermitcraft meeting we had, you know, I expressed to the other Hermits where I'm at with all this stuff, and had some really heartfelt discussion with some lovely messages from people. And oh man, it just made it so much harder. Like, so what's on the chopping board, okay, is potentially Hermitcraft itself. Now you got to understand that for the last 10, 11 years I have been doing this Hermitcraft thing, right? And I absolutely adore it, still to this day. The thing that's tricky is that as you get older, time just seems to move against you. When you're young, it just seems like you've got endless amounts of time. And then you get older, you have more commitments, and you have to manage your time differently. And it's the survival grind of Minecraft that is just... It feels like it's hard to create like engaging content, or maybe even content that I want to create or that I'm happy about, that goes at the pace of the survival game like we once did it. You really do have to, these days, it feels like, bring something more than what we've seen time and time again. And the recent 1.20 update, and I think maybe even 1.19 as well, there hasn't been a lot of like game-changing stuff happening to the game in a long time. Maybe Caves and Cliffs, but other than that, I feel like the pace of Minecraft's development means you're kind of stuck with the same experience to keep exploring deeper and deeper to try and find more interesting stuff, and it's just become a little, let's say, unsustainable. So for me, like, when I look at what's good for my channel in the long run, what I enjoy doing, what works, makes very much sense to just keep on with the snapshots, right? They are probably the strongest component of my channel. They'll potentially be around for a long time. It's sustainable. I also really love making those videos, believe it or not. Like that crunch moment when the snapshot comes out and wanting to figure out all the details and explain it best I can. I really enjoy that process, and over the years I've also tried to do it better and better each time. Like whatever you think of my snapshot coverage, know that each time you watch a video, I've tried to make it better than the last time I covered it, right? This involves like figuring out editing techniques that perhaps better convey the information, or learning how to look into the game's code a little better when it comes out, and creating checklists so I can really get into the details of what's, you know, what are these new blocks got going for them. Sometimes you just don't think, does it interact with redstone? But now it's on a list. So, you know, the snapshot thing is absolutely staying. And if I have more time on my hands, what I think is also really good for me and for my channel would be to get back to doing more tutorial myth busting related stuff, where new things come out and I can just approach them from a creative mode aspect, right? Because the alternative is that you wait a long time for it to arrive on Hermitcraft in survival, and then you tackle these new things in the game through survival, you know, and it just feels like these things aren't adding up in terms of what's best for the channel. And the reason I'm thinking about it in this way is because, you know, it's my job and I want it to continue to be my job, and I also want to be able to explore music again. So I need to be smart about what I choose to do. And yeah, it's a difficult thing, and you know, Hermitcraft is kind of on the chopping board in that equation. You know, it's my passion, but boy, it's like it's become a real grind in survival to reach that kind of level of being able to do new and interesting things in this game. And I think one of the things that has actually made it harder with time is just inventory management. You know, we moan about it a lot, but like when you try and like sum up the issues in raw numbers, so often it really is just this case of like you're trying to do stuff in the game, yet you're constantly fighting your own inventory, and that only goes so far. And when you want to try and do some creative building, like I did recently on stream, outside of Cubfan's TCG Pyramid, it was like a real battle just to be a little creative on the fly. Because every time I wanted to look at a block and just say, what would that look like here? Then my inventory was just a mess again. And then I had to clear it out. And maybe there's a method that I could be using to help me do that. But I think that speaks poorly of the game if your players have to figure out methods to do what they want to do. You know, if they have to come up with schemes for organization and stuff. That stuff can be good at a level, but I think it's gone too far with this game. I think inventory management is what's needed. Lexi asks if I'm leaving Hermitcraft. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Becca, thank you so much for gifting a sub to What This Be. We've got more gifted subs as well from Tasty Soup. Thank you for supporting our community. Babucha, Jas733, Toby, Kid from Trench, and Mond Giecht. Probably butchered that name. It sounds kind of German to me. Oh, wow, mouth burp. How rude of me. Yolwin gifted subs. Be sure to say thanks in the chat if you got a gifted subs. Also, we've got over 1,000 peeps here. And be sure to hit the follow button if you're enjoying the stream. You know, come back for more another time. More blocks should mean more slots, says GL tonight. I think more slots makes sense. And there's often this argument that it doesn't solve the problem, which I think is not thinking about it organically, which is like you're always going to add more blocks, so the problem is always going to grow. What adding more slots does is it alleviates the problem. So if we imagine that there's 10 blocks in the game, and you have this inventory right here, you're not really going to have issues with finding the blocks that you need or carrying them around. So let's say now we restrict it so there's only like 5 slots in your hotbar and there's 10 blocks in the game. Now all of a sudden you see a problem, right? So the argument really should be is like, at what point does too many slots here become a bit unbearable or unmanageable? And it'd be different for different people. But it's, you know, like, it will do good to add an extra row. If you add 10 extra rows and your whole screen is full of stuff to look at, then it's not going to be good. So at some point, the amount of slots will reach a limit for what's, like, usable and reasonable. But yeah, but like as of right now, it's clear that we could probably have more slots and that the amount that we have is not good enough. That is essentially it. Right, so I really want to land this waffle because it's been about my music and it's been about where my head is at, and it's not so much about the inventory of Minecraft. Hermitcraft is on the chopping board, and I'll just have to be frank about what that means. It doesn't mean I'm going to stop making Hermitcraft episodes. I think it means I'm going to become more of a casual player. Like, I'm going to be coming on here because I love it, and I'm perhaps not going to think about making content as much. I'll probably do a lot of streaming from Hermitcraft. That's probably going to be my angle in the future, is more streaming. But I still want to make videos. The next episode that I'm going to make on Hermitcraft server will not be a normal episode. It will just be framed differently. It'll be like a one-off. And it will have normal type of Hermitcraft related stuff in it, but it will also have a bit of a spectacle. So where I'm thinking it works for me at the moment is like, I'm going to learn about the updates, I'm going to explore them deeper, I'm going to make my snapshot coverage better, I'm going to do myth busting alongside, and then when the update hits Hermitcraft, I'm going to be quite informed, and I think some ideas will come along the way there where it'll be like, that'll be a fun thing to do in survival with the other hermits. So what I plan to do is maybe just create like one-off novel episodes, you know, and try and just do really different stuff with it, and you know, not do that running season thing like I've done for 10 years. And believe me, it really messes with me to think I'm not doing that anymore, because I've done it for so long and I loved it. And here's the thing, back in the beginning of Hermitcraft, right, you know, I thought that playing together in a group on a Minecraft server was so awesome. I was watching Minecraft and the adventures taking place on there, and I was very aware that what we were doing was like this new frontier. You know, hey, look, something's happening here that's not happened before. Okay, maybe to, you know, the idea of a Minecraft SMP to you might just be, you know, a bit common. Yeah, that's the thing in the world. But back then it was like, this hasn't been seen before. And I had an opportunity to join a group and be a part of it. And that meant so much to me. And I had such a great time. And it's such an amazing memory for me to like think back to, like those Hermitcraft days, all the fun times we had. I really miss playing with Biffa. I was watching, I still watch his videos from time to time. Like more just to hear, like to hear his voice and whatnot, than maybe to learn about city skylines. But and if you want to learn about city skylines and fixing traffic, Biffa is your guy. Yeah, just more for that, like just remembering those great old memories that we had, you know, pranking Generic B's base and filling it with fences. So I'm incredibly fond of it, and like in season 2, when times were rocky and it looked like, you know, this might just go away and not be anything anymore, I just dedicated myself. I was like, I have to make this happen. I have to, you know, make Hermitcraft a thing. And I was just completely driven to do what I thought was best for Hermitcraft, you know. And that may not have always been the best thing. I have learned so many lessons about leadership and being in groups along the ways, and some of those have been painful, and some have been, you know, just good lessons to learn that are easy. But you know, I was very driven and just wanted to make sure that like Hermitcraft would continue to be a thing. And I am no longer that driving force here. There are plenty of other people in this group that, you know, help it go along. And not to say that like no one else ever did, because like it's not a one-man server, right? There were always people playing, and we've got hermits here that have been around for a long time. Just that the way the servers run has changed, as many of you know. And so change is the thing that you have to grapple with. It's going to continue to change. And I think, unfortunately, like, as much as I love that dream, you know, I've kind of like lived it for 10 years. I've really, you know, the episode count is at 1,100. There was a reason when I put out my first episode of Hermitcraft, okay? Some of y'all picked up on this, right at the very beginning. I don't know how many of y'all are still here today, maybe 1 or 2, maybe Angry Canines hanging around in chat today. I put 2 zeros in front of the 1. The first episode of Hermitcraft is 001. There was a reason for that. That's because I wanted to make hundreds of episodes. I wanted to do this for a long time. And and then we got to 1,000. I didn't have that much foresight, so it got to 1,000. In your words, how has Hermitcraft changed? I mean, Hermitcraft has just become more and more amazing with time. Everyone involved has gotten better and better at doing their thing. And where I'm at with it is just like, okay, I really, really value the music. And I think, as much as I love Hermitcraft, I've really lived it for a long time. And I value what I could potentially be doing with the music maybe more, is what it comes down to. But who knows, I might do the music thing for a while and find out, oh, maybe it's like Maybe it's not what I thought it was or something, and then come back to Hermitcraft. Who knows? But I have to give it a shot. I really have to get my head in that space again and just try it, you know? So, thank you for listening to my waffle, you know? People asking me questions in chat. Have you watched Barbie or Oppenheimer? And I'm just like, I'm on the waffle today. It happened to be today that it comes out. I love a good waffle when it's like inside of me and then all of a sudden it makes sense and I can just let it all out. So thank you for listening, because it does a lot for me. Part of my mental health, I think, is having this space to come to and just share whatever I'm feeling with all of y'all. So thanks for listening. You know, that was the first part of a grind that I need to do on the server today. And I did want to play some TCG cards for y'all. So it feels like now is like a really good point to just step off and do the next thing for a little bit. Thank you for the love in the chat. I see all the hearts and the lovely messages. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Doc wrote an in-game chat. Oh, I saw someone say in chat, Doc needs you. And I was just like, Doc isn't streaming today, was my thought. X, you cannot drop such a bomb and then not finish what the plan is. Oh, what did I refer to? Or did I just sort of get derailed with my conversation for a moment, maybe? Can anyone illuminate what that means? It might also be that I've had some of these chats with Doc and other people recently, so they might be thinking about it different. Like, for me, it's just like a process I've been going through, and this was the moment in which to like air it to all of you, because it just made so much sense to me last night. You started to complain about the inventory, which is understandable. Oh, okay. I could go on about that stuff for a long time, you know. Hey X, do you do a lot of the production side of music? If so, you could do an audio Hermitcraft thing by selling custom discs like soundscapes and Hermit theme songs, etc. says Zodiac. Great idea. It's just that my music side of things is so organic to me that if I try and package it into like, oh, now it's going to be Hermitcraft content, it just won't feel right. I've actually made a few little jingles and ideas I've got lying around that would probably like fit into Hermitcraft adjacent stuff, but you know, the thing is, like, I'll open it up one day and I'll like try and get into that song and it just won't happen, and then on another day it will. It's not something I'm very good at, like, you know, nailing down and forcing. There's times where you have to go through a song and polish it, or maybe embellish the drums a little, or fine-tune things, and that tends to be easier to be like, okay, today's the day to do it. But a lot of the time it's just like this essence needs to be there and you need to follow it. So yeah, that's kind of how that works. Gak2 PNG, thank you so much for 11 months of your support. My friends, we need to leave the area loaded, so we're going to play some cards with all of y'all. Oh, are you going to experiment with AI for making music? Absolutely. In fact, I was experimenting with AI type stuff like 10 years ago. I was using generators and all sorts of things. Oh, is it smelted everything? Maybe I don't need to be AFK. This, though, this is concerning. My cactus farm does not supply it with enough. Wow, okay, I'll get a box and fill it up. Dude, it did that so quick, which is actually the point of this. Here I am with that mindset of, like, need to go AFK, but actually this thing is super fast. So yeah, I'm not a kind of... if I were more versed, or maybe if I had a bit more training with music theory, or I did the music on a regular basis, I'd imagine I would probably be able to maybe create some stuff a bit more on demand. But that's not me right now, so I can't therefore see a way for it to transfer over to what we do here. And maybe I don't even want to do that, you know, I have no idea. Why are the pistons moving so much? Unfortunately, when it's out of bone meal, the system will continue to try and use bone meal, even though it's not there. So until the bone meal filters through, that stuff is going to continue to do that. I'm already missing your Hermitcraft episodes, but that is a small price to play knowing you're happy doing what you do, says Xisuma. Yeah, you know, that's another factor. I don't want to let down the audience, right? But you know, sometimes you've got to just do something for yourself, and I've just had the music thing torment me for so long, and it just feels like a huge relief to be doing it again. So yeah, I feel like I just have to pursue it for a while, you know. And it's not a definite thing either. It could be that, like, you know, I do it for a while and then I'm like, you know what, maybe this isn't it. I don't know, but as of right now, it's what I need to do. Right. Oh yeah, I don't need to be logged in, right? But we need to come back on in a bit. I'll take this opportunity as we swap things around to remind you that not today actually, sorry, Monday is the last day to order your TCG cards. I'm also going to switch to standing here. Feels like a good time to do that. Whew. Yeah, Jovan, this is not Vault Hunters today. This is Hermitcraft. Your card looks incredible, says Sivions. It does, doesn't it? Oh my god, right, okay. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by moving things around. Getting prepared to stand up. Yeah, so creocards.com, or you can use the link on the screen to get to my card. You get these collector's edition cards. You can get them signed or unsigned, and they're like a one-off, and it's just for the month of July that they're on sale. So, yeah. Okay, what do I have to do now to get this to work? I think just that, and here, and we're back. Cool. Right, here we are an hour later. Nothing ever goes to plan, does it? This is what I wanted to do. I wanted to play some TCG with all of y'all. Okay, so we were going in to edit the deck. The issue was that there was something wrong with the amount of points. So, Potion of Slowness. Okay, I'm going to ditch that one because it's got 2 tokens. So now we need 1 card. And this card needs to basically not have a token on it, I think. I'm not going to put more item cards in. Evil X also attacks without an energy card, which was something I requested. Derp coin. Flip a coin. If heads, choose one of the opposing active hermits attacks to disable on the next turn. That's probably like a really powerful thing, actually. Maybe I will just simplify it and we'll put in... Oh wait, that costs tokens. I'll put in 1 just so we can get going rather than spend ages thinking about cards. So this is Element Lord's deck, who's created an Evil X deck. And now we're going to go and play it online on the official TCG server. I was on my one, and then I learned that we hadn't updated to the beta. So the beta is where you get to play with the alter ego cards. Okay. I've been logged into this thing not doing anything. Okay, there we go. There we go. We got it. We got a match. We got Evil X straight away. That's how this works. It's been a minute since I played these, so Evil X goes there, right? Yep. Then the health. Those fonts look a little more legible to me than I remember. Now we could put an item card on. Oh. I think we should absolutely put that on. That's a great start. And an item card. That's really good. That'll end my turn. I'm quite unfamiliar with these new cards though. At the end of a turn, draw a card from your opponent's deck instead of your own. Huh. I mean, that sounds crazy. So Llama Dad is now out. And of course, with our turn, we're going to do Derp Coin, and that prevents them from using that. So we could also put Slowness. Opponent's active hermit can only use their primary... Oh wait, that's like got quite a bit of synergy with that. Interesting. Look at opponent's hand. Flip a coin. If heads, choose one of those cards to discard. That is crazy strong. Might be a good idea to do that earlier than later, because they'll have more cards in their hand. Okay, let's do that. Yes. Oh, yeah. Do you have to get it? I got heads. Oh, they've got Evil X too. Interesting. Now, what's the best thing to throw away? Maybe item cards, like, stop them actually getting powered up. And then they'll only be able to do basic attacks. My gut says item. Oh, I think I just ran out of time. That was awkward. Let's make sure we get our attack in then. Oh yeah, it is based... Okay, so because I got tails, it didn't actually work. Oh, you get to choose. So let's go primary for now. Because that's probably all they got. And then let's end our turn. So I think I fluffed using that thing because I took too long. Wow, Suma, you noticed the font change. I'm happy someone did. It looks so much nicer. I will notice things like that. Because the font to me was... Oh, look, they... Oh, you know... Cool. I knew what was in their hand. What was I thinking? I am so rusty. Okay, I'm gonna use that. Just for the fun of it. Yep. And then we're going to attack with the derp coin again. Okay, so we disable secondary this time. Oh, is this if tails? If heads? Do you know what? I thought the creeper was tails, but I might be wrong. Oh, maybe that's why I couldn't actually take a card last time. Was because I flipped tails, and therefore I got to look at their hands but not take a card? Okay, I could do with some healing or something. Let's see. Attached effect card. That's not useful right now. I'm going to do that again. Just take a card from their deck instead of mine. We'll do the attack again. Maybe I should have seen what the roll was. No, there you go. Secondary. We'll prevent them doing that and end our turn. Okay, it's going pretty good so far. I like this. Made one mistake. Usually my playthroughs are characterized by mistakes, right? Tends to be the common theme. And then they're using a flint and steel. The bottom bit is a little caught off here. Let's just change the zoom. How do I get the newer versions of Lex? You have to go to the beta website of this to play. Is it my turn again already, or is it theirs? No, it's still theirs. Okay, down to 130. Need to heal. So we're going to knock out Llama Dad, and then they're going to switch to something else. I kind of want to... Opponent's active Hermit can only use their primary attack on their next turn. So let's go ahead and just do the derp coin to knock them out. Okay, and then let's say we go secondary, right? And then we use this, and let's see how it works, because... Do I put it here? How does that work? Right, it's a single use, so I should be able to plop it down somewhere. Right? You already attacked. Oh, you have to do it before. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, this is just me playing a card game right here. I'll just make all the mistakes, won't I? Now this one disables their... Oh no, they can only use their primary. It's not about disabling. Okay. So we're probably going to have Matilda come in. And that can do one thought. Oh my days, that's 120. That might bring me down to 40 HP. I need to get out another Lever X. This one only having one might be a bit of a not so good configuration. 80. Okay. So really we want to disable that attack, no doubt. But are any of these going to be useful? It's not an item card. I think I'm going to go with this. Right, there you go. And then we're going to attack with Derp Coin, which probably won't stack, but there you go. Right, so Creeper is heads. Splash Potion of Poison. We need healing over here, man. Or another Evil X, you know. Okay, then. feel like poison would be pretty good. Yes. And then we attack with the derp coin. Uh-oh. Oh, and another piece of armor. Ten left! Oh my god! A miracle is required. I don't think there's a possible way for me to win. Your opponent is forced to discard their active Hermit's effect card. Yeah, there's nothing here for me, is there? No way to add extra damage. I guess I'll use that again. And see what they've got. So this time I can actually pick something out and get rid of it. Like, I'll get rid of that. And then I guess I'll do derp coin. And then I'm knocked out. Close though. Close. But then, you know, if I'd have knocked out that one, the next one would have come in and ruined me. So, GG's in chat. Thank you ever so much. They have so many character cards, says Stellian. They might do, yeah. They might do. There was this one deck we played with, the Cleaning Lady deck, where you just had one Hermit. And, yeah, just like healed them over and over again and stuff. It was quite amusing. Now, I'm not dead, is what I've just realised. Why is that there? I think they're toying with me and keeping me alive. No, they just hadn't attacked yet. Okay, got it. That end screen, I feel like there needs to be a better way to make that feel more gratifying. I think it used to be you didn't see the cards behind and it just went straight to the like you've lost sort of status thing, but I feel like there's a way that could be a little more gratifying. Anyway, so that was Element Lord's deck. We've got an EFO only deck here, but I'm interested in these alter egos. So Hieroglyph has put together, let's see, Hyperspace. Damage is dealt to opponent directly opposite this card on the game board, regardless if AFK or active. Oh, a little bit of positionalness going in there. When used with the bow effect cards, the bow card does double damage to the AFK opposing Hermit. So, there are obviously 6 instances of bows in here. Looks maybe a little light on the item cards, but we'll give this a go. Yeah, that is now the deck that I'm using. Yep, says up in the top right. Stellian says only 3 Hermits is a risk. Yeah, on reflection, yeah, pretty big risk. Let's find another match. We got the bow, we got the hot guy, we got Velocite. But do we have the right effect? This is wings and leaves. This is like a triple thing. This is not a good start. So I think I'm going to put out this Scar to tank the damage. Can't put an effect on. Look through your discard pile. That don't work. I think that's the end of my turn. Okay, and luckily for us, we got one of those. Out comes Beef. And Beef has got some wings. Back in action. Feels like perfect timing considering Beef's back on the server. So we'll put that out. No, that isn't useful yet, is it? And that one we want to wait until Hot Guy is here. So I think we're just doing Jelly Paws and ending our turn. We have the means to heal. So, don't know if I want to keep Scar alive. I guess it depends on if we get our wings. Right, is it my turn? Because it kind of feels like it's still a case of nothing really much to do other than maybe heal. Let's see if we can hold on to it. Because if we get some wings, we'll bring out our other hot guy. We've got Gemini Slay here. Yeah, looks like... Wait a minute, that's... To use the top tier one, you need 3 of the same type. I don't know what's going on there then. Or does that thing enable you to not have to? Right, that's why we have that in our deck as well. So I'm going to be knocked out cold next turn. Therefore, we're going to have to bring out Gem and switch to Gem, I think. Makes sense. Yep. What did we get? Wait. Didn't I switch to Gem? I wasn't paying attention. Did they lay down a card? And really, it don't make sense to use any of these cards, right? Although maybe I could... Yeah, okay, hang on. Let's grab that. Because then we can put this over here. And we can attack. It's fine, everybody. It's fine. We're doing just fine. Target block allows them to target an AFK Hermit. Ah, I see. Brutal. Hey! Looks like we're going to get the hot guy out, right? I think we'll keep Gem in for one more turn. Although, actually, does it make any sense? Because... Oh, can I not do that? Oh, it's a single use. Oh, I thought... Yeah, what am I thinking? What am I... So, I guess if it's single use, it makes sense just to use it now. And then it's 60 or... I can't actually... If I turn my head, I think it's 50. So maybe we attack one more time with Gemini Slay and then we switch to the hot guy. I think that's the way we're going to play it. So that'll do 100. Yeah. Yeah, take that, beef. You and your card game. You got me hooked. And then we got 2 bows. What does that one do? Swap your active Hermit with one of your AF... Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. That's not good for me. Now... Efo down here is an attack of 30 at the moment, so now might be a good time to switch. I'm not sure. I could have used that. I should have used that to get rid of that. I just... Oh, gosh, not thinking. I could have stopped those 100 attacks coming in. Oh, well, you know, every time I play a game, I'm making mistakes and just, like, not learning. I think I'm going to attack one more time and then swap. Is going to be my strategy there. Another dirt moment, says Yuval. I play Contract Whist with my family, and like the other day I played a game so well and I made 3 mistakes that cost me getting your extra 10 points, if any of you know what it is, right? You play about 11 rounds. And these were all mistakes of me just misidentifying a card or a suit and knowing that had I noticed that, I could have easily made the right decision. And anyway, I pretty much almost played a perfect game. But 1 round I got wrong, and then 3 rounds I just made this subtle mistake where it's like, oh, if I'd have just noticed, you know? If I'd have just noticed. Now, I don't think you can use one of these while swapping. So we'll just go over here. Yeah, we'll activate the hot guy. Don't think I can then use that card, and I don't want to waste it. So, end of turn. Also, hey, we got that card now. That's interesting. Oh, wait. Does Scar need 3 or 2 wings? It's kind of hard to see, but I think it's 2. I think Hawkeye is 2, right? And what does this one do? Draw 2 cards. Okay. I don't think it works with the crossbow, it's only the bow, but I'm not sure. We have a bow, so we can start with that, so we know we're going to do something. Do 40, and it will do double damage, right? Let's check that. So I can knock out their beef, but I'm not sure if I can attack beef with the bow and then someone else with something else. I don't think it works like that, so... Then do I target beef like that? I forget. Because Hawkeye already does. Yeah. Oh, I know. And then Efo got attacked. Right, so it worked. Very good. And then, on our next turn, we're going to have to use that. What does this attack do? Flip a coin for... Oh my god, that's going to do some damage. That's the end of our turn. Right. This feels quite powerful to me, especially if it stacks with the crossbow, which I don't think it does. But, I don't know. Feeling a little more confident. Yikes. Okay, taking some damage. Not a bother. So we can do 80 to Efo. However, we're going to stop Etho attacking us back by using this. Oh no, no, I'm an idiot. It's that effect card, which isn't actually attack. Oh gosh, I'm rusty. I'm rusty, peeps. Forgive me. So I think heal. Is that heal all the way? Oh, 60 HP. Okay. And 280. So I think we're going to use that on Scar next. Or maybe use the crossbow to do 20 HP to free. I think we'll use that next turn. So we'll go and heal Scar. And then use the Hawkeye. Nice. And then end our turn. And we've got another card. Look through your discard pile. I can't remember what's in my discard pile, but I think you can look there. So the sword might be useful. They probably want to pick out the healing one again, actually. For our next turn. In fact, that's pretty much our turn, I think. Doing the damage, keeping Scar in the game. Let's confirm our selection. Let's do the Hawkeye. And Etho's down to 10. Wow. Can we turn this one around? That healing card gave us a big choice. Move any attached effect card from your active Hermit to an AFK Hermit. Interesting. Whew. Okay. What's next? What's next for us? Healing again. And then attacking with the Hawkeye, knocking Etho out. We are in the lead technically, but for how long? I don't know. It's the end of our turn. What card do we get? We've got quite a lot of cards now. Quite a lot of cards. Maybe we can... we can put a Gemini Slay in reserve with the double item card. I was wondering if we could start to build up another Hermit, but Gemini Slay's all we got. So, Doc is now active with the Shadow Tech for 40. Is it my turn now? So I think it's time to perhaps use this one. And I get to attack 3 Hermits, right? Did it say? 1, 2, like that. There you go. So we did that attack and extra from the crossbow. Let's end our turn. Let's see what we got. Another crossbow? Another crossbow. Cool. Oh, dang! Down to... Did you see that? Using the target block. Now, that keeps Scar in good shape. So I think we need to use the same strategy again. We need to do the Hawkeye and then just select these 3. Nice. And then the Hawkeye can knock out Doc on the next turn. So they might have to pivot to using someone else. We are hanging in. We are hanging in, right? That's the end of my turn. We're pretty much going to use, I think, an effect card. Or maybe not each turn. Oh, we've got the bow coming out. Good timing on that. Oh, wait. Oh, they got the World Eater out. Oh, dang. Oh, so close. So close, man. My next turn. Oh, dang. Can we get a victory today? I'm not sure. You can get the bow back using a chest, possibly, yeah. Alright. Is there another deck we're going to play with? This one also has an alter ego in. That one's all alter egos. I mean, there's a lot. There's no items? Hang on a second, this deck doesn't make any sense. What type of item is that? Am I missing something here? Is there like something that lets you play without item cards? It's a meme deck. Oh, memes again. I never understand memes. Gosh. Right. Maybe this one then. It's only got one alter ego in though. Should we give it a try? It's a mono deck, so that'll probably be easier for me to play with. That last one, that was a really interesting play with that last one. Let's drop in, play a game. Obsidian, yes. Obsidian is the item card of choice. We've got a 2. Start a war. Great. If flip a coin, after your attack, if heads, take the opposing's active Hermit effect card. Attach it or discard it. I guess we'll put the double on. We could also Ooh. When the Hermit this card is attached to takes damage, your opponent takes 20 HP and ignores armor. We'll put that on. Yes, that's all we want to do. Try that thing and chip a card out of their hand. They got that, okay. Yeah, or we could do an extra 20 off the gate. It's actually the first attack. Huh, that does the thing. Right, I'm gonna put this here. Yes, I think. And take that item card. I think I didn't win the toying cost, did I? Yeah, let's use borrow. We'll discard that. There we go. End our turn. And I got a double, which I could put on here, which might feel like a little bit of a waste. Okay. I think I will get that 100. We need to get that damage in quick. And I'm also going to use this. So let's go ahead and use Start a War. And then next turn, you're knocked out. You're knocked out, B-dubs. Oh, that 10 might save him. That 10 might just save him. Now, do we have something that removes it again? When the Hermit that this card is attached to is knocked out. Oh, right. Yeah, okay. That's something different. I think I'll try that for a little bit of fun. And then we'll do that. So now it's 10 health. Ooh. That might be very useful. Right, so now Shriep means full health, but can't attack for 2 turns. So I do need to find a way to beef up our attack here. I'm going to use this then. So turn 1, 200, turn 2. Like, I could take the sword and get closer to knocking them out, but it won't get us all the way there. This might have been a bit of a silly idea, really. I just thought, get that back. Yeah, I probably should have held on to that. I don't know. Start a war again. This is... It came close, but it feels like a war of attrition now. If that's the right term to use. Oh, and I didn't use the sword, which is kind of weird. If I use it next time, we'll knock them out. So maybe make them feel safe. That might be useful. Oh, there's another one out. There's another one out. And it's my turn, which means that apparently paid off. Right? I think they might have a deck that isn't very good against ours. Now, we still have... No, we can't use an effect card, so that's fine. That is fine. I think I might use looting again next turn. Okay, so we'll throw that out. Yes, and then we'll attack Start a War. What was borrow again? Oh yeah, take their attached effect card. I could actually try for that for a little bit of fun. And then we got a clock. Your opponent skips their next turn. They still draw a card and may choose their AFK Hermit. Yeah, let's use that. Absolutely. And then attack for 100. You won due to a forfeit. I feel like I was one move away from winning, you know? So maybe that explains why. You could still try to deck out the other person using looting. Looting is a counter to stall, so it should be okay. I'm just going to play with that one more time, because that was quite a quick game. Thank you for the GGs in chat. Thank you very much. And we have Grian from the get-go again. No thingy, though. What do you call it? Hey, look, it's Element Lord. We played for your deck. Okay. That's literally it. I got no... There you go. I got an item card. Okay, that's good. Oh, man. They're coming out with Hermit. Oh, my God. 4 in their first hand. There couldn't be much else going on there. Right. I know what I'm going to do on my turn. I'm going to play these 2 cards and Oh, was there a special thing? Oh, you need 2 for it. Oh, I was going to use borrow. Yeah, okay, I goofed. Oh, what does that mean for this then? I can take it back, thank goodness. Let's see. I'll just do the looting one, I think. Yeah, we'll loot a card from their deck and see what we get. Wings! Okay. I mean, it takes that out of their hands, but it's not good for me. Not right now. Uh-oh. I think I'm going to have to use this. And get ourselves... Oh, dear. End the turn. Wow, not the card that I wanted. Hey, Shawnee YX, thank you so much for 54 months, my dude. I feel like I haven't seen your name here in a while. But thank you so much for the support. 54, that is awesome. Well, I would probably be wise to switch now to this one. Trying to stay in the game. You never know. The cards might come up in your favor. If you get rough cards early on and you hang in, like, your better cards come up later. So, no need to give up just yet, right? Although, it's looking advisable. It is looking advisable. That's more like it. We're hanging in. Although, I'm about to take another big hit of damage, right? It don't look good. Busy times, Shawnee, I understand. That's life, isn't it? Always something other than the plan. Right, let's try and use that. And Lizzie Bess in chat as well. Good to see you. Yeah, not that I have... Wait, why am I on my side? They must have done something. Can I then attack? No attacks available, so no point in using the sword. I mean, I'm pretty much toast, aren't I? I'm pretty much toast. Yikes. That was discouraging, to say the least. Anyways, I think we might wrap it up there with the TCG card games for today. Wanted to make y'all aware that they exist, that you can play this online. HC, is it on the screen? Let's check if it's on the screen. It's not. hc-tcg-better.fly.dev. Or if you want to play the regular game without the alter egos, you can go to tcg.xisumavoid.com. We've got a server up there as well. Right, and I'm going to switch to Minecraft. We're going to go back on the Hermitcraft server. I'm going to throw this up while I nip to the loo. I won't be long. I'll be right back, peeps. I am back, my friends. I am back. Right. Let's get this show on the road. If I click that button, all should be in order when I press that button. We're back. I had a lot of fun playing those TCG games. Let's get back onto Hermitcraft though. I can't wait for the actual cards to start shipping. I brought way too many, says Diddy. I have brought a lot of cards too. Lizzie Best, the one, the only, 55 months of support. Thank you so much for continuing to support me over here on Twitch. Thank you again for another month of subscribing. Here's what's funny. I got a big shulker box collection down here of things that I need for a project that I'm going to build for a while. I wanted to build that one a while ago. And now I'm making another set of shulker boxes. What do we got over here? I'm going to grab some plain ones for now. I've been working on a bit of shulker box tech lately with some modders and resource pack makers. Trying to get it so that what we have that we can see here will appear in the world in front of you on the shulker box. Getting close for that stuff. Hoping that's something I get to bring to y'all sooner or later. Part of the whole trying to make the inventory part of the game easier to play with. So I need my list of materials really at this point. That's what I need. Need a lot of smooth stone for this. And smooth stone slabs. Smooth stone is that. Not the other thing. Wow. I need 10,000 blocks. That's just because that's what the build was made out of. I think I might just embrace that and build it out of the same material. So back to the smelter with more stone. Actually, I need 12,000. God, I need a calculator again. Playing Minecraft. Get me the calculator. Get me the calculator, Mum. I'm playing Minecraft. There you go. I just made a meme for you. 19 stacks is what's required. 19 stacks of smooth stone. Yeesh. What's your workout split? I recently watched your guitar videos and you have a nice physique, says Dingoes. Thank you. My workout split is... It's a bit weird because I'm aware of all the concepts, push and pull days, leg day, all that kind of stuff. I tend to I've sort of orchestrated it around what feels right for recovery. So let's just fill that all the way up. That's got to be more than 19 stacks in total there. Let me see. Mondays is mainly legs and shoulders. Then a Wednesday would be chest and back. And then Friday is like a mix of things. Like do deadlifts, pull-ups. But I'm always changing it. And I've introduced this new concept, which is like, throughout the day, I've always got energy to do a little bit more when I'm not working out. So based on what I do at a particular point in time in the week, like a Monday, for example, is press-ups. So I will just try and do little sets of press-ups constantly throughout the day. Irregardless of workouts and stuff. And then, for me, like 2 days later, I'll be recovered for a proper chest workout. And then like pull-ups is on that list, chin-ups as well, doing squats, like other things like that. Just to like really kind of like maximize what I can do. So that's kind of like how I do it. But yeah, like a lot of it is just like more about like understanding the concepts and then listening to your body, figuring out how you recover, what works best for you, as opposed to like some of the information you can get out of there is like, you must be using this split, it's the best one or whatever. Like, it depends on what your goals are. Like, part of my goals is mobility, so I also have like a bunch of stretches that I do each day for my mobility goals. So there's stuff like that too that works in it. Becca says sleep works best for me. Yeah, you got to get your 8 hours of sleep in. If I have a couple of days where I don't get quite the right sleep, I'll feel it the next day, you know. Right, I need to refer to my list again. So we've got the stone cooking up. I actually probably need even more than that. Then I need more glass, which you got. Then I need stone bricks. I need about 4 stacks of that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put these into, let's say, this one. Scaffolding. I need a bunch of stacks of that. I think I got that stashed up here. Dingo says, that's a nice plan. Structured but also loose. Yeah, when it comes to like it being like there is a structure to it, but when it comes to it being loose, it's sort of about if there's a day where you want to go out, plans are different or whatever. Like just gonna like embrace it and don't try and play catch up and squeeze more back into that space. Is another thing I've realized is like when you're knocked off a day because you go out for the day and your Tuesday becomes a Wednesday. Rather than try and squeeze everything back in, I find it's best just gonna like go with the flow. Hey, Shawnee, YX, thank you so much for some gifted subs. 10 gifted subs coming in. Appreciate your generosity. Namarade, Mara Navar, ZZBs, Vamish, Animals, Dr. Vern, Hamstron, Nursol, GozJ, and Laurafax. Y'all been gifted subs. Be sure to say thanks in the chat. And thank you again, Shawnee. Greatly appreciated. Sleep is also important. What happens outside of the gym is important, if not more important than what happens inside. Yeah, like sauna is really a big thing. So today, I went, like I woke up, little bit of a walk on the treadmill, stretching in between, getting my body right, going for a run. And then after I go for a run, I go in the sauna. And that's why I needed to nip to the loo, because I drank copious amounts of water after going in the sauna. The sauna has absolutely, like, been a game changer for me. Maybe, I don't know if it's for everyone. It seems a lot of the science on it suggests that it is probably for most people. I recover so much better going into the sauna. In fact, now that I've been using it consistently for a long period of time, I have so many less little, like, niggles or aches or issues, and then my more long-standing issues like my knees have really come a long way, and I feel it, and my skin is so much better as well. I have eczema and issues with my skin, and like it constantly addresses it. Like I will flare up a little bit because it's a hot day and your skin starts to get itchy. If I can get in the sauna the next day, it just brings it back down again. And honestly, it's been like a huge part of recovery for me is getting in the sauna. And so I get in there like 3 times a week and I sweat it out, and it feels great as well. It like eradicates hunger, and I never feel hungry after I've been in a sauna. Yeah, there's just many factors that are really nice about it. It is relaxing, it is difficult at the same time, which is kind of weird. Right, I'm gonna need water buckets. I'm gonna just cross that off the list because in fact there's quite a few things here I can cross off the list that we got. Gonna need a lot of hoppers. Hibbity hoobity hoppers. We spend a lot of time on streams down in this dungeon making hoppers and other things, right? Part of the fun. Dingo says, I might have to start hitting the sauna. It never occurred to me. Yeah, no, look into it a little bit. Look into sauna related to athleticism, working out, any of that stuff. But also, like, maybe just take it easy. Like, don't go in there like, I'm going to be in here for half hour on the highest heat. Like, work your way into it. I think that's a really good attitude of a lot of stuff, especially with working out. It's so easy to feel like a sense of maybe inadequacy when it comes to like maximizing your potential. But like, if you want to think in terms of like lowering risk and longevity, just take things easy and figure it out. Like, that's why I don't lift like heavy. I don't like try and increase my max bench or anything like that, really. I'm just gonna do what like feels right and like push myself, but not worry about some like metric feedback of like, am I progressing? Do you cold shower? Says Haley Bailey. Yeah, pretty much every day. Sometimes I wake up and have one straight away. And I have cold showers between the sauna as well. So I don't think the cold showers are like as healthily beneficial. It's more of a mental thing for me, where it's like, if I wake up feeling sluggish and I'm like, man, I really need to be on it today, hop in the cold shower, right? It's like your body's like, oh my god, cold, death is nearby, and you just become completely alert because your body knows that if you stay in this really cold environment for too long, it's bad for you, and it just wakes you right up. It's really, really good at doing that. So yeah, I look at it more from a perspective of like how it just, you know, like I'm not looking for that supposed health benefit that if you do it throughout the year, you know, something you can't measure is actually good. I'm just like working with what's in front of me, and what's in front of me is like that shock, like really wakes you up, and really like brings your alertness up. And so, if you have trouble in the morning, let's say just kind of getting going, feeling sluggish, like rather than maybe turn something like coffee, try a cold shower. Like it'll really perk you up, because you need to be alert if you're all of a sudden in an environment where the temperature is dropping. Oh, and as for the comment on physique as well, the thing with physique is like, you can be in good shape and good health, you can be muscular and strong and all of that, but the physique thing is about like getting the fat off of your body. And having done that, like I like being lean and it's comfortable, it's easy or whatever, but like it's kind of not necessary. I feel like a lot of health and fitness stuff, people chase a physique. A physique is like a reflection of your actions, and you can do all of the good stuff, but then if you also like really cut the calories, you can get that, you know, your muscles to pop out or whatever. But like it's kind of not necessary. And lately I've been eating more calories and not really worrying about having that lean physique anymore, because I've sort of been there, done that, and went pretty far with it. Got to the point where I felt like it was starting to mess with my energy, and so I just kind of like came back from that. And then I'm like, okay, I'm good with where I'm at here, and this is like my maintain level, which is just under 12 stone for me at the moment, is sort of what I maintain at. I think I needed a bit more of this stuff to be smelted, was another reason I grabbed so much. Removing coffee probably also makes you more wake up in the morning, but I cannot get myself to do it, says Hertopf. The big bit of advice I've heard came from Andrew Huberman, and then I've heard it like kind of repeated by a lot of other people, is like wait 90 minutes before having your coffee, and supposedly you don't get that kind of like sluggishness in the evening that you might get. Referring to boulder shoulders. Dude, that's just from concentrating on it, right? Like picking the right exercises that work for you. Like if you do nothing but press ups, what are you going to build? You're going to build your biceps, your triceps, and your chest. Right? Like it's just about exercise selection. So if you're into like looking at your body and then wanting to change it, it takes time. It takes like years to grow muscle, but exercise selection is important, and that involves what type of exercises activate what muscles. Are you executing that correctly, and then being consistent with it. Stone, I'll never understand that British measurement. Yeah, neither do I really. Like in kilograms, I think it's 75 kilograms. I kind of hover around there. Okay, I've got my comparators, I've got my dust, I've got my torches. I'm going to need some storage. Probably a lot, actually. Probably a lot more than it's listed. Are we, like, out of this stuff again? I can't believe it at this point. I can't barely believe it. Yeah, my personal favourite for delts are the cable lateral raises. Oh, I don't do a lot of stuff with cables. I'd really like to, but I found that getting that kind of, like, sort of cheap cable stuff that you can attach to your doors, like, it doesn't really feel that effective. It feels like you need the machines in the gym to really like get a good cable workout. My favorite workout though is pretty much anything legs. Legs is like the hardest. Like you get that biggest. I should just fill this all up and bring it all up. You get that biggest feeling of like. Oh, not exhaustion because you're just working the muscle, but you know that muscle ache. Like you get that the quickest from legs. So most of my favorite exercises are like squats and calf raises and leg press and all that kind of stuff. Love it. Probably leg raises are the best. You sit on that machine just going crazy on it if you want to. Do you take pre-workouts, as will be? I do not, and I will revel in this opportunity to speak out against things like BCAAs and whatever they are. There are only 3 supplements that seem to be properly supported by science. And again, like, supplements are like these percentage fractions, where the biggest things are like performing, you know, your exercises correctly, and getting rest, sleep, are like have so much more of a bigger impact than these minute things that supplements can do. But you know, the 3 things are basically caffeine can make you feel alert when you're working out, so you can perform a little better. Protein powders like whey and casein are basically as good as food. So if you need that more, I mean, they basically are food. If you need that protein, you can get that in your diet. And then creatine is the one thing that has been shown to kind of like give you a little extra explosive energy in the tank, get an extra rep or 2. So those are the 3 things that I'll use. And then all that other stuff that's on the market is just a con. BCAAs and all of that, it's just nonsense. I wouldn't take it. Testosterone boosters, don't bother with it. Like, all of that stuff's a gimmick. And you got all these influencers out there trying to like push these things to you. I just noticed the time. Oh my goodness me! I should probably get my act together. I was late. I don't want to be late for Zedaph. Zedaph's next. He's on the server already. Zedaph. Zedaph. Sounds kind of forest or whatever. The fan art is going to start drawing X with tree trunk legs. I don't have tree trunk legs. I'm actually quite cautious of my leg training just because of hurting my knees in the past, but it's just how it feels. Like, just because it feels good doesn't mean it like grows the same way as other parts of your body. I think the easiest thing for me was biceps. So many movements just involve biceps. They just kind of naturally grow if you're doing bodybuilding. Like, you can do bicep curls really easily a lot, but I kind of found you don't really need to target them for them to grow. Did you pick a card to put in the stream token? I did, actually. I got the stream torch. Don't know where Zed is. Elise says, X, we need a physique reveal. The people know that I work out because I put videos up on my second channel of me playing guitar. I wouldn't call it a physique reveal, and I'm not going to do something like that, but that's why people know that I'm lean, because you can see me playing the guitar, right? What are you talking about, X? Says OG Kush. I'm probably deep in the world of working out and all the lingo that comes in it right now. Gosh, supplements and all that stuff. Would you ever do what you eat in a day post? Says Queen Chazzy. On my YouTube channel, I posted the food that I eat. You know, quite a few times. I basically eat like 3,000 calories a day. I'll have 2 big meals. And this will be like a massive fruit bowl of either like salad with loads of meat and vegetables and stuff in it, or I'll have like rice or noodles with a bunch of meat and vegetables. That tends to be my kind of cuisine. And then I'll have like yogurt and maybe some nuts and some dark chocolate and stuff on the side. And I'll have boiled chicken, yes, as chat points out. So for me, it works. Lately, I've been finding, though, I've been feeling really... maybe it's because I've upped my calorie count in general and, like, my body's sort of catched up or something. But I've been feeling, like, a bit overwhelmed when I eat lately. Just, ugh, so much food to get through. But, yeah. That's just because I needed to eat a lot of food. How many hours a day do you train? It's sort of like, with all the incidental training and stretching and stuff, it can add up to like 2 to 3 hours. I guess. But then on a day like today, which is a run day, it's more like an hour, half hour, somewhere around there. But I like to be really active. Like, I go for regular walks after I eat. I go for a walk. I try and move around a lot. I just like that. Whenever I'm sort of like sat for too long, I start to feel rotten.
Hey, Zuma.
Hi, Zedaph.
Hello.
Zedaph.
Zedaph. I want you to call me that all the time now.
If I can remember, I'd enjoy it. You know. Hey, look, there goes Zedaph.
Zedaph. Yeah, it makes me sound like a, I don't know, like a French model or something.
It does. It really does. You should lean into it. Oh.
How was your stream, man?
It was chaos.
What did you get up
It was chaos. So everything went wrong getting set up. I was 10 minutes late. I had a plan to play the TCG game online, so there was mass confusion as Ren was trying to find me on the server and I wasn't here.
to? Gotcha, yeah.
Then I came on, waffled a lot about life and stuff, played some card games, got some resources together. But check this out. We have a torch, stream torch, right? And there's some rules that come with it. So, yeah. Well,
Rules,
you don't. It's not like oh dear. It's like it's easy. Don't worry about it. Basically, you got to get your hands. Oh, do you have? Have you dived into playing the TCG game?
I don't have a TCG card to give.
Ah, did you ever get a starter deck?
No, I have nothing. I've always wanted a Zedaph card to keep as my own, though.
Oh, I might have one for you if you want to come check. I don't have them on me, unfortunately. Should we wander?
Hey. Yeah. Please do. Help me. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah. So if you need a card to give to, so all the cards go to Grian as he's the newest TCG player. Although, if you start playing today, maybe they have to go to you.
Yeah,
I don't
maybe
know.
I'm gonna swipe them out from under Grian's feet.
Oh, that's great. Okay. Oh, are you streaming on YouTube?
I am. Yeah, I'm streaming on YouTube
mods,
this time round.
thank
I should have
you.
said.
Yeah, no, they've given me a link, and I'm like, oh, okay, you're not. So you've decided to move away from Twitch? Is that what's going on?
I'm just testing YouTube out for a bit, just seeing how I like it.
Got ya. I want to do that at some point. That's a good idea. Right, TCG cards are over here. Yeah, so I'm probably not going to end up really playing again, so you can probably take your pick from over here.
Oh, look at it. I see you have 5 of me. Oh!
Tell you what, I'm going to hold on to my starter deck. Oh, there's
common.
Take one.
I'm going to take one of those, and then I need to take one to give to Grian as well, right?
Yeah, you can take whatever you like from out of these packs. If you see something that catches your eye, because I've just put my starter deck to the side in case I actually have to play a game again or something.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm going to do all of that and then put those back in there. And perfect. Okay.
Yeah, you got what you needed.
I have the card for me, and then I also have a card to give to Grian as well. That's brilliant. Thank you.
Cool. And what do you have planned for your stream today?
So, we're not doing much TCG stuff today. We're going to be dangling some more animals around the base that I need to collect, and I'm also trying to die to every mob that it's possible to die from. So we're going to be ticking off some more deaths around the server as well.
Hanging mobs and dying.
Yep.
That's a great stream plan. I need to think more like you, Zed.
That's the stream. That's the plan. Maybe I'll fail. Maybe I won't be able to die to anything for some reason, and my leads will keep snapping. But we'll see.
It's all fun. It's all fun, whatever happens. So, I'll send all my peeps over to you then, and you're on YouTube,
Brilliant.
so they know they need to go to YouTube. You know, go to YouTube, search Zedaph, or we'll spam the link in the comments.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, excellent, brilliant. Thank you very much.
All right, cool.
Cool. Cheers, Xisuma. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
You too, my dude. Thank you again. I'll raid you in just a second.
Lovely. Cool. I'll see you later.
All right, peeps. Okay, the link is being spammed in chat. I just wanted to answer one question that one thing I noticed someone asking, about a low-calorie diet. I'm gonna be brief with this, but learn to calculate how much you roughly use per day. For most adults, it's around 2,000. If you're active, like me, it's more. If you're not active, it's less. And don't cut more than 20%. Okay, it's like longevity. It's not a sprint, because Someone was suggesting eating like 1,000 calories a day. That I really don't recommend that approach to stuff. It's not sustainable. It's not good for your body. It's going to mess with your energy. Like, just get yourself under, you know, and not by a crazy amount, and it'll add up over time. It's about having a lifestyle that works for you and gets you to where you want to be, as opposed to trying to hack your way to like getting rid of body weight. You know, play the long game, do the sustainable thing, be safe, and you know, don't look for any hacks. Just, you know, you can cut calories, but don't go crazy with it. Anyway, that's my final note. I'm going to send you all over to Zedaph today. Thank you everyone for your amazing support. It's always appreciated as always, and I'll be streaming again possibly tomorrow evening or Monday. We'll see what happens. But take care everyone. Enjoy your weekend. Bye bye.